Recording. And welcome everyone. And I'm super grateful that everybody's here in the call today. And thank you so much that almost everybody, we have around, I think like 12 people filled out the form, what I posted in the group call before, in the group before. And it's super interesting. And what I want to do today is I want to go through every single point, what you guys mentioned, what your current challenge is. And I want to give you some ideas on how to overcome it. And this is super interesting when we go through the single points, what you wrote, what's the current challenge that you face in the business. So the first person said, I don't say any names, I just write everything down what people mentioned. The first person said, recruit people is very challenging for me, hard to get new people. So what is, maybe the person who wrote it can also explain in the chat or unmute yourself. What is the difficult part for you? Is it getting people in calls? Is it leading conversation? Is it, for example, difficult to go from a casual conversation until a business conversation? Or what is the specific part that is difficult? That would be interesting if you want to mention that. Because what I realized is that most people struggle when it comes to how to communicate effectively. And what helped me all the time was that I was so focusing on using the right words, because most people, they are not clear what they want to say. They say, for example, do you want to look maybe at this video? Or they say, for example, something like, yeah, maybe you can check it out. I think you would be great. And you know that there is so much insecurity that people are not attracted, because you need to think a little bit further. I only spend money with someone when I feel 100% confident that the person can handle that amount, that the person is able to do something great with it, right? So for example, if I would say, yeah, I don't know if we can do this, and if you transfer and people feel insecurity, it's the same like if you walk outside and a dog is in front of you and you are afraid of dogs and the dog feels when you are afraid. It's the same if someone else says, what do you try to get them in the business, but they're insecure and then they feel it. So you need to sell it to yourself first, that you are very sure about the thing what you're selling. And when people say, for example, I'm not pitching the business enough, and this is basically the reason why your business is not there where you would like to have it. Because what I realized during the 6 years when I was building, I only focused on one thing. And I want you to set this as a goal. Try to get one person a week in your business. And I want to help you to break it down. That you have one person a week who says, I want to build this business, but not as a customer, not as a, for example, people say, yeah, I will try the products. That doesn't work in that case. You need to find people they are willing to work. And how do I get to those people? By speaking not about the product, by speaking about the opportunity. And this is what I try to explain as good as possible, that is easier for everyone to recruit more people. Because it's simple. If I speak all the time about the products and about losing weight and feeling fantastic when you walk on the beach, of course you get customers. But when you speak about with someone, it's like, hey, what do you do for a living? Since how long are you doing that for? What is the best part about your job? And then, for example, you ask, is there anything what you don't like? Right? And this is basically an amazing strategy, what I always used for myself. I was leading the conversation to the topic, what do you do for a living? And is it really the thing what ignites the fire in you? And if you want to recruit more people and if you want to get more business builders, you need to lead the conversation in that direction. If you want customers, I mean, it's interesting, but when I said, what is your biggest challenge? Nobody almost wrote, I need new customers because you guys are absolutely amazing at getting customers. And the thing is, it's recruiting people is completely the same. It's just you ask different questions. And people start to see this business as a real business when you explain them what they can achieve. And you need to find a way that is for people easy to understand what you do. So I give you an example how I enrolled once a personal trainer into my network marketing business because we also had a weight loss program and health products. And I told him, look, you have to imagine you are a personal trainer and you only get paid when you train someone in the gym, right? So you have like an hourly rate and you go there, you train the person for an hour, you go out and you don't make like residual income out of that. So what we do in this business is basically, you can imagine that if you would build a team of personal trainer, you can hire as many personal trainers as you want. And every single person they help to lose weight or to gain muscles, you get a percentage of that. And all your personal trainers, what are usually your competitors, who you work against somehow in the gym, like I get this customer, I want this customer. This doesn't work anymore because you work together and you build a team of personal trainers and you help them to create results because the more you help to create results, the more money you get, right? So, and people need to understand it because look, if I say to him that you have only a specific hour available during the day. So what you need to do, you need to find a way to get leverage. And the only way to get leverage is by creating a business like that. And you know what? Every single shake, what they sell for the rest of your life, you get a commission. So the thing is, if you build this part-time aside next to your job as a personal trainer right now, without, the thing is, you have no risk. You have the chance to create an income that is even higher than the income what you have right now and that even pays you when you're sick. You know, and if you speak about specific things like that, and this is, it's not difficult. It's not the reason everything is difficult until it gets easy, right? So if you do it long enough, for example, working out in the gym in the beginning, it's hard. Everything hurts. You have no idea how to hold the dumbbells. You're gonna do this, and you're like, I don't know how to do this. And then maybe you do like shoulder press, and you're like, oh, shaking because it's the first time, right? But if you, it's the same like here. When you speak with someone about the business and you explain him the life what he can create for the family and for the people he loves, it's absolutely incredible. But the people, the most mistakes what people make is they try to sell the business to someone where they don't have enough information. And don't invite someone when you don't know where you can help them. Because then for you, it's so difficult to get him into the closing process. So first of all, before you try to show everybody what you can do in the business, you need to have some steps in between. And today I had another call with someone in the morning, and she said to me, I'm so good at starting conversations. It's so easy for me, and everybody's replying. But as soon as I introduce them to the business, people are not interested anymore. And then I ask her, how and when do you introduce the business? And she said, yeah, after the second message, when they reply, I say, hey, are you open to check it out? They're going to build an online business. And I was like, what? Why are you doing that so fast? I was like, yeah, because I don't want to lose so much time. And he was like, yeah, but you destroy the whole process because you invite them too fast. You need to have some steps in between. And the steps in between are showing genuine interest. The thing is, you cannot make this process faster. The only thing what you can make faster is how many conversations you start. You cannot control if someone starts or not. The only thing what is in your force, in your power, is how many conversations do you start. And the more conversations you start, of course, the more people you get in the business. And this is just, if you are effective in communication, it's so much easier. So I want you to try this out, to have conversation and to ask them, even a nurse, for example, hey, what do you do for a living? And since how long are you doing that? Is it always your dream job? what do you like most about your job? And they say, yeah, I like this and this and this and this. Nice, that's amazing. Is there anything what you maybe don't enjoy? And then she says, yeah, the endless working hours, everything is taken for granted. I don't have any appreciation. And you know what I mean, it's like, I just go there and I mean, I like it, but this is what people say. Because look, most people, they are employed. And it doesn't matter how you see it from which perspective. There is something what they don't like about their job, 100%. And your goal is just before you invite them to see Herbalife, to find out what is the one thing what they don't like about the current situation. Because this is what you really need to make an invitation that someone says, okay, I'm gonna take a look at it. And when I was really focusing on, I put myself into a state that I said to myself, I'm in effect finding mission. And my mission is to find out as much information as possible about someone else's lives, that I can send him an invitation, because then I really know if I can help him with the business. I'll give you another idea. I speak with someone and they say, hey, what do you do for a living? Yes, let's say I'm a nurse and I really love it and it's so cool and it's my dream job and I would never do something else. And if I ask her, is there anything what you don't like? And she says, no, I like everything. Then I don't try to sell her the business opportunity. Because maybe if I'm very good at communicating and if I have a high energy and I get her somehow because I'm very good at talking in the business, she will never do anything. Never. Because there is no pain point. Because she's like, I'm happy. Why should I take after my shift when I work like 12 hours? Why should I sit in front of the computer and invite someone to see the business when there is not a clear reason? So you need to find people who are hungry and you need to find people who are not satisfied in the position where they are right now. And one person wrote, for example, duplication. What you say basically with the word duplication is that, simply explained, people in my team, they do nothing, right? So the question is now, how do I get them that they do something? So, and what I always did is when I had the feeling that someone is not really doing something at the moment, for example, what you can do, the person who says, I have no duplication, you can go through every people you enrolled somehow in the past, and you can ask them, hey, I really want to help you in the business. Let's schedule a 15 minutes call tomorrow because I want to see like where you are right now, what's maybe difficult, because I want you to make more money and I want you to have the best year of 2024. And then you schedule just a 15 minutes call. And your goal is in that conversation, this is what I did all the time and that worked amazing, to find out what was the reason why they decided to build the business. But I don't say reach out to people who just want to be customers because they don't build a business. Reach out to people who really said, I want to build this and I want to make money. And this is easy because then you remind them on what was the situation. And then, yeah, I started because I wanted my wife doesn't have to work anymore. And I was like, yeah, and is your mom working right now? Is your wife working right now? And they're like, yeah, but what is with your goal, right? It's like, is it not important to you anymore? I was like, yeah, but I lost somehow track. I was like, okay, let's say everything what you say right now will become true by the end of the year. What would be your ultimate dream outcome in your Herbalife business by the end of the year? Yeah, I would like to make so much money that my wife doesn't have to work anymore. And then they say it and they're like, yeah, that was the initial reason why I got started back in the days. And then you say, for example, okay, look, I really want you to help you with that. And you need, I don't know, 20,000, let's say, that you can live comfortable. I really want to help you to reach that goal. And you know what we do? Let's work more closer together. Maybe what we did a couple of years ago. Let's do this for this year. Let's work more closer. I really want to help you. And then you know how many people wait for a message like that? Because they're like, yeah, I don't know if I should text him. Maybe I annoy him. You know, it's like people think like that in your organization. They're like, yeah, maybe he's so busy, he's flying there to these different events, and I don't want to take his time. And you're like, why is nobody doing anything in my team, right? So sometimes it just helps because then you get them And they're like, yeah, I want to do this. And then you get them back basically to the idea why they got started. And that helped me all the time. And then I led them closer. I always said, okay, look, your goal is to make 20,000. Okay, the thing is, what you need to do, you need definitely invite at least 2 people a day to see Herbalife. So how many people did you invite to see Herbalife the last 2 weeks? Maybe you can write this in the chat right now. Let's be honest. How many people did you give the opportunity to check out Herbalife, even with the business perspective, not just try a product? So, hey, there is a business. You could create a better life for yourself, for your family. So drop the number in the chat. How many people did you give the opportunity to take a look at Herbalife in the last 2 weeks? And this is interesting. And one person said, recruiting while supporting my team. You know what's interesting? When I was building my business, I could earn just by recruiting around $2,500 a month. It wasn't that much, right? And just by supporting my team, I earned around $3,000, what was also not that much. And then I realized I need to do both, because 1 month I only focused on recruiting, and the second month I only focused on supporting my team. And I could make around like 3,000. I was like, shit, I need to do more. I want to make more, right? So what I did in 1 month, I was focusing like crazy on 2 things at the same time. When I said, okay, I want to have 2 hours a day for my business, I take 40 minutes to reach out to everybody who is in the team and checking if they need something, if I can schedule a call. And the rest of the time, I start conversation with someone new. So it's not either recruiting or supporting a team, it's just both. Because if you do both at the same time, this is where the magic happens. And this was also a part, because in that month where I reached more than $12,000, I did exactly the 2 things at the same time. I brought in 1.5 months around 12 new people, and I was focusing that other people make money at the same time. And if you have someone who says, here is my credit card, I want to get started, and they buy. Your task is that they make money as soon as possible. This is the only goal what you have, because this is what gives them security. The person is motivated, the person is new, the person is like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then he speaks with someone in the family and he gets like, boom, rejections. And this kills so many people in the beginning because they don't have a backbone, right? But if you help them, that they create results, that gives them the security. And I remember when I started 7 years ago, I sold one fat burner from the company I worked with, and I had $11 commission. And I was like, holy shit, this thing really works. So if I get the money also, then it's really cool, right? So, and that was really like, oh my God, like $11 with a business like this. That's like my first, it doesn't matter how much it is, but it's just that people see that that really works. So this is absolutely important, that if you have someone who says, okay, I want to do this, that you put the energy, the focus, that you help him, that they can create also some little success, because this is what helps them in the business. The next person said, building momentum is difficult. And I can share my ideas, how I did it. I came once to a point where I said, why I'm not making more. I was 4 years in the business and I had like $3,000, three to $4,000. And I got so pissed off. And I was like, you cannot tell me that I built a business like this without having more money. And what is really missing? And I got so angry. And the thing is, I think you know it. I don't even need to tell it. The reason why you don't have momentum, if you would be really honest to yourself right now, is because you don't lead by example. And you just don't do enough. That's just the harsh reality. And this is what I realized as well. I was like, I know I do something a little bit, but I was like, maybe inviting 1 or sometimes 2 people a day, then maybe 1 or 2 days, nobody. I was just like not completely lazy, but I was like 30% of what I could really do. And then I said once, I was like, okay, I really want to know now what happens when I do this just the whole day. I just tried out. And I was living with my brother those times. And I started the morning at 8 a.m. I had my breakfast, 4 eggs, like every morning. Still since today, every day I start with 4 eggs. And my only question was, who can I introduce to the business? That was my only question to ask myself. Who can I introduce to my business? And you know what's crazy? I tell you what I did. And this is also a task, what I give you after the call, what you can do to get more people to take a look at Herbalife. So what I did, I said, I need to get more people to see what I have. So I was only focusing on inviting. And you know, I explained it later. I was sending 20 voice messages in the morning. And you know what's completely crazy? When you send 20 individual voice messages, it takes you 45 minutes. But you feel if you would made a workout because you put energy in it. You walk around the room and you really want to build this. And for me, it was like, I get this thing from the ground. And I'm so fucking pissed off. I was so angry. You cannot imagine how angry I was that I was like, my grandfather was saying, you're still doing network marketing. You just make 3,000, sometimes a little bit less. It's like, when do you do something, when do you do a real job? And I was like, you cannot tell me this. And I got so furious. And sometimes you need to just get angry, but in a positive way, not in a desperate way, right? So you need to be angry and put that anger into something positive. And this is the business what you build. And I was hammering the phone like every day. And I was like, I don't care. And I did this until 1 a.m. in the night. And then I slept. And at 7:30, I woke up again. I did the same. I did the same. I did the same. And I called people and I invited people on calls. And I asked people in my organization, like, who can we talk to? I want you to introduce me to people. You got started. You had a dream. Tell me, who can we talk to? And I really forced them. I said, give me some people. I want to talk with the people. And they gave me people. And I was completely in my zone. I was talking and I knew before they came in the Zoom call, I saw the name, they jumped in, they say hi, I said hi, and I knew at the end they're going to buy. Because I was in a mode that was completely crazy. I was in my fucking zone. And I did this 1.5 months. And I did it exactly 2 months. I did 2 months, but then I needed a break. But that momentum, what I created in that 2 months, is that carried me 8 months afterwards. Like that was a fire that burned 8 months later too. Because how do you do this? I mean, it's not for everybody difficult. Some people have families, some people have kids, and I know that's crazy. That's like an emergency state. But for me, that was the thing what helped me to create momentum. Getting so angry that I'm not there where I would like to be, like doing the thing for like 10 years and still not able to make like getting the high numbers, right? And that really bothered me. That bothered me to my core. And that helped me to ignite a fire that was wild. And because of that, that was when other people, when other companies message me and say, hey, can you teach what you did in this 2 months because we want to do this the same, right? So and sometimes when you take that decision, and you can also say, for example, to the family and say, hey, look, I'm here, but I'm not here, right? I just need to go nuts for the next 2 months because we have the beginning of the year. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm still not there where I'd like to be, and I'm gonna crush it completely in the next 2 months. And afterwards, we're gonna take the family on vacation because I made enough money. So, and then you only focus on getting people to show the business, show the plan, show the product, show the plan, show the product. And I can guarantee you, after that, you can make a masterclass for every network marketing company and you can teach how to make momentum. And you will write history. And I know that for sure because you guys, you have everything what it takes. And that was truly the thing. When I decided to build this, that was absolutely amazing. And recruiting builders who want to grow. And therefore, you need someone who really wants to build this thing, right? And to find someone who really wants to build this, you need to ask the questions what they really want to do until the rest of their life. Because I can guarantee you, if you make that smart, it's easy. And I want to give you an idea how I would do it if I would be in your situation and I have someone like Enrique to invite them on calls to help me. And I want to give you an idea right now. And I want to take notes and I want to do it after the call because it's a really cool idea, okay? The reason how I came up with that strategy is because every time I was stuck, I did exactly that thing, and I had people who want to talk with me about my business. So what you do is, already, I'm excited. So you do one thing. You make a list of 15 people, but not just 15 people you know. You make a list of 15 people that are better than you. More skills, better in sales, better social media following I mean, like people are like equal, right? So don't get me wrong, but let's say they have a higher market value, right? So I give you an example. There is someone who is, I don't know, like someone who's working at a bank, has 2 kids, and let's say making, I don't know, 100,000 a month. So, and then maybe you're starting working as a bank. So the market value, what the guy has who is in the bank since, I don't know, 15 years, has a different market value than you, right? So I want you to write a list of people that have a specific skill, what you don't have. Because the idea is the following. If you recruit people who are at the same level like you or below, you have a very bad organization in 6 years from now, and 6 months from now. Because look, let's say you are in the middle field, you're in network marketing since 5 years, you make, I don't know, like $6,000-7,000 a month, and you are a leader level 5. A leader level 5. You recruit someone who is leader level 4. The level 4 is recruiting someone who is leader level 3. Level 3 is recruiting someone who is leader level 2. And 2 recruits 1. And then you wonder why someone is explaining the business somewhere on the bus stop. And you have so less quality. And when I discovered that for the first place, when I really realized that I can never really grow by getting people in the business who have not more skills what I have, because you need better people. And the thing is now, how do you get better people? Because if you're a leader level 5 and you invite someone to see the business, then they people as well, they look down to you, right? And it's very hard to get someone into a call where they don't look like up to you, right? So what you do in that case is you need to connect the person who's really good at something with someone who has more than he has. And I tell you right now, if I understood that concept, that was like, holy shit, this is how I can get better people than I am into my business. So I did one thing. For example, let's say you know a personal trainer who has 20,000 followers, and the guy is more in shape than you. Maybe he has a bigger arms, bigger shoulders, it's like he's just more advanced in the progress. But he's not making the money what you would like to make. What maybe you found it out because he says, yeah, it's like I'm a personal trainer, but even if he's a personal trainer, he would never make the amount what Enrique is making. So let's be honest, okay? So what you can do in that situation, and let's say he has followers on Instagram and is doing stories and stuff like that. If I would go to him and I said, hey, look, I work with a guy who has an online business. He's same shape like you, motivated, hungry, ambitious. Man, I think if you would meet this guy, you guys could become best friends. And you know what's completely crazy? This guy is building an online business in the health and wellness space. And you do the same, but he's building it online. And I think if you could talk with this guy, you become friends immediately. And this guy is making the amount what usually people make a year is he making a month. That's completely crazy. I need to introduce to this guy because I think your potential, the social media account what you have, the online presence what you have, the quality of videos what you produce, I think if you would do this where the guy is involved, bro, you would crush it completely. If I can get him on a call tomorrow, his name is Enrique, would you also join the call? Because There will be like a really cool conversation. And if you say it that way, tell me that this guy says, no, I'm not interested. It's impossible. Because this works so extremely well. And this is, you didn't speak about Herbalife. You didn't speak about shakes and weight loss program, nothing. And, it's important that you structure the call from the right side, from the right perspective. So let's say I'm in the call and I say, look, this is John. I met John in the gym. This is Enrique. He did this and this and this. Enrique, just tell a little bit about how did you get into the business. And then he's telling a story that matches a little bit the person who's in the call. And then the task is in the call, not to sell him Herbalife directly in the beginning, just to tell him, it's like, hey, what do you do? I'm a personal trainer. Nice, that's cool. But do you want to do it for the rest of your life? And then you do the same thing and you find out. And until the person says, like, what's your goal? It's like, yeah, like, even when this guy is not like saying what he really wants, because, like, he needs to get to know the people. And then you say, for example, but bro, let's be honest. If you could pick a car, what car would you pick? I would buy a Lambo. Can you buy a Lambo I mean, it depends what people they are, right? You need to like you need to give people what they want. If there's a guy 30 years old, there is not a lot of people are like interested in cars. It's like, for example, I can say, can you buy a Lambo when you work as a personal trainer? Just like, and they're like, no. Would you like one? Let's be honest. If you could really get one, would you get one? Of course you would. And then you're just like, yeah, but the thing is, you need to do something different. And then Enrique is telling the story how he got involved into the business. And it's like this completely crazy. After 15 years now, boom, look at this. Travel the world, boom, dream car, bam, bam, bam. And this is how you get them to see the business step by step. And this is how because you structure the conversation completely different. And honestly, that helped me so much, especially in the beginning when you don't have that success and maybe when you need to elevate your communication skills. If you just put the light away from yourself, the focus, and you focus on other people. You always tell other people's stories. And then this is the idea what I want to show you today. Just make the list of 15 people who have something what you would like to have. It doesn't matter what it is. Someone who has more success what you have. And start the conversation with them. And give them an honest compliment. You don't need to say in the beginning something weird, but just say, hey, I never told you that, but you know what's crazy? I really look up to you because what you accomplished in your life is completely phenomenal. And you're an inspiration. I just want to tell you because what you did, bam, 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 super cool. What do they reply? They reply like, oh, thank you so much. Awesome. Really cool. And then it's like, what is your mission? Let's say, what is your purpose? Did you find your purpose? Or like, where do you go with that, what you do in the next 5 years? Did you ever think about that? I'm curious, like, what's your plan? Because you already have that success. If you stroke their egos, it's like they talk about their entire ideas, and this is if you start a conversation like this, it's even impossible by human nature not to reply because it is a genuine, honest compliment. And with a genuine, honest compliment, it's so easy to start conversations. And put the focus away from you. You don't need to be the guy who has the success, has the $1 million. You don't need to be the guy. You just need to connect the right people. And if you don't have a story at the beginning, you just borrow the story of someone else. And I'll give you another idea what you can do directly after the call. What helps you to get people into the direction of building intentionally the business as distributors. And for that to understand is you need to know why people get started in the first place. And people start, it's just a fact, mostly because they want to make money. That's the thing. I started because I want to make money, because I worked out. Before I started with my network marketing company, I was already working out since 4 years. I was fit, I had enough energy, I was motivated, but I had no money. So if you could catch me like, hey, do you want to buy a protein shake? I would be like, no, let's just buy another protein shake. But if you would catch me with like, do you want to make money? I was like, give me that. Of course I want, because like everything is getting expensive, right? So what you can do right now is, let's say you have someone in the business who earns $1,000 a month. If you don't have someone, I give you later another idea, okay? So let's say you have someone who makes $1,000 and you make a video and you say, just completely natural, you record a video and you say, hey guys, you know what's crazy? Maybe I never told you that, but I'm building a business and there's one person in my team who is earning an additional $1,000 and she's earning that since, I don't know, since like 4 months, completely crazy. That helps her a lot to have more money, even because of all the inflation, what everybody affects us. That's so cool what you can accomplish with the right strategies. Something like this. Then you make a poll on Instagram on the next page where you say, would you like to have an additional $1,000? Yes, no. And guess what you do next? You're going to leave that story like 24 hours. After 24 hours, it's gone. And you're going to check regularly who is typing on that poll. And then you just invite, and then you say, hey, thank you for voting on my poll. What did you try so far to make an additional $1,000? Did you ever try an online business, or tell me? And then you just go in that direction. And then you see like where the conversation leads, right? And if they say, no, I never tried, but what do you do? It's like, yeah, we build an online business in the health and wellness space with the #1 nutrition company. And but tell me, like, how would your life change if you get an additional $1,000? How would that make a difference? You know, did you realize that? I never try to like throw him like all the Herbalife facts in his face. I just say 1, 2 sentences and then I give the ball back to him. And I said, how would your life change? Right? Because if he says like, how would your life change? I have already something why he should start the business. And then he said, yeah, I would like to go with my wife more often on vacation. Maybe he says that already in the chat. And I said, yeah, I think I can help you with that. But let's just jump on a quick phone call. Then we can get to know each other and I can tell you more in detail what we do. When do you have 10 minutes today? And then you just try, and then you get them on a call. And then you say, yeah, I can understand, sometimes my wife also wants to go on vacation, but where would you take her? Let's say you make like an additional $1,000 a month. Where would you take her? But you make it for like 3 months in a row. It's like, yeah, she always wanted to go to Turks and Caicos, I was like, ah, cool, nice. And then I'd be just a human and be interested, you know? And then, what's crazy? I have that information already collected before I even tell anything about Herbalife, right? Because if he says in the closing, no, I think the business is nothing for me, then you can say, is it not that important for you that you take your wife to Turks and Caicos? Do you really want that she thinks that you are not capable of doing that? And then you tell me that this guy doesn't say, okay, sign me up, or let's do this. You need to, this is, when I understood this concept, I was like, holy cow, I can recruit everybody I talk to. I just need to be a little bit more interested before I give them the Herbalife presentation. And this is very interesting. And let's say if you don't have someone in the team, you just look for someone in your organization, in the team of Enrique, who is making $1,000. And then what you do? You tell the story from that person. Then you just ask her, hey, Sandra, since how long are you working with Herbalife? Like, since 2 years. Cool. And then you're going to do the same. And you say, hey, I started to build an additional business because I want to make more money, to create a better life for my family, to create a story. And you know what's crazy? We have someone in the team who is doing already the thing, what I started. And that's crazy because she's making an additional $1,000 and that's her photo. And then maybe you tag her and then she's happy and repost it, then you get also more reach, and this is so cool because this is what people attracts in the first place. People start because of money, but they stay because of something different. They stay because of the community, of the culture, of the environment, of the empowerment, of the cool events, of the incentive trips. This is why people stay. And if you do this directly after the call, let's do it everybody together. Or if you say, I'm looking for people who want, I don't like $1,000, that's too small. I need someone who really wants to go full time in the business and say, who wants to make $6,000? I know someone who's doing this thing and he is earning $6,000. How would your life change if you are able to make that with an online business? Who wants $6,000 in an online business? Let's say, how much time could you invest to create an income like that? And then you let people vote, and then you reply to them, right? And this is how you can do it on social media. I always had someone who voted on the poll. And even if someone doesn't get on a call, they still watch you because they know when they go on your profile that John is helping people make more money. And if maybe that now it's nothing for me because maybe I have a good job, but then something else happens, boom, no job anymore. You get another job, but the new job is just paying $1,000 less than the previous one. And then he has you in mind that, okay, John posted that he helped someone making $1,000. I need the $1,000 now because I increased my living standard to keep that standard. So and then maybe they reach out to you. You never know. And this is, you just need to show people constantly what you're doing and what people can get when they work with you. And let's see what else we have. So, having others trust me. That's interesting. I have a question. Do you trust yourself? So, because if you don't trust yourself, why should someone else trust you? All right. So, and then it's like you need to find out. You need to find out what is the thing where you need trust. What is the thing what sparks the insecurity in you? What is holding you back? And for example, today I had someone in the call and he said, and I asked him like, hey, if we would jump on a call right now and you have to present me your business, like tell me how it works. And he couldn't even say like, yeah, we have this. And he was like, we have this. And I felt that he doesn't have enough information to present this business. And that was the thing what holds him back. That he was afraid that someone asked him, yeah, what is this? Why are you selling this? But you cannot explain it, right? So you need to first make sure what is the thing where you don't trust yourself. Like, where is the thing where you have not enough belief to speak with someone about the business? Because I can give you like all these strategies, but if you are not 100% convinced that the thing what you offer can really help someone, then it's extremely difficult. And yeah, that's crazy. Now I'm gonna read the chat. Nice. 5 people, 4, 3, 1, 2, 6, 7 in 2 weeks. Oh, nice. 7 in 2 weeks. Enrique, that's a machine. Nice. Yeah, and if you do this right now after the call, when you say, okay, where are the people I would really like in my business? And that's different. It's different if you invite someone who you know since, I don't know, back in the good old school days, and you see that you are more successful than him. Of course you can invite them easy, but someone who is more successful than you, it's different. It takes more courage, more boldness. But I can tell you, if you do this, first of all, you feel better, and second is you create better results. I give you an example. I had someone, I could never, if this guy, if I would sit in the opposite of the on the same table like 5 years ago, I was not developed enough to show him the business. And even I was not even that person that he says I would work with him. But at this time, I was making already a couple thousands. And I said to him, look, and this was a real estate guy. And he said to me, yeah, I make around like $30,000 a month. And then, then I say, yeah, and I have like beauty and cosmetic products, and let's go and then it was so interesting. And basically I found out, and he said, yeah, I need to do something else as well. And I got a real estate guy who started the business, and this guy brought in $10,000 in sales volume in basically 3 days without having any company presentation or any strategy or any specific training, because he has a higher status, because he had the success already, because his friend cycle was completely different than someone who I was in the school with. So, and of course, more successful people have different surroundings than less successful people. And if you get more people who have success into the business, you grow faster. And what I mentioned before, you invite them not to see the business from your perspective, you see it through someone else. You invite Enrique and say, hey, Enrique, there's a guy. If we get him into the business, that would be completely crazy. You know, and with that strategy, it's definitely better because you get high quality, you have more growth, you have more momentum, and you don't need to teach people everything from the beginning because they have already a level of success. And yeah, I think I covered that topic. Are you still asking us to do a video on IG story, personally sending people video? Are you still asking us to do a video? Yes, of course. I mean, do you mean the story video, Ronnie? I think yes.
It's actually me, Isela. I was asking if you want us to do an IG video or doing a video and then sending it to people personally.
No, I would say in that example, what I mentioned before, this is what I would do in the stories. That I record a video and I say, hey, there is someone who makes $1,000. How would $1,000 change your life? Right? It's like, would you also like to have an additional $1,000? Yes, no. And this is what I put in the story as a poll. But you can also, for example, upload it, and I would put it everywhere. I also put it on Facebook. And the more you do, the more chance that people see it, the better it is. But I would put it in the stories. So this is what I did all the time is the polls, because then it's and even for example, if someone, what I did, because sometimes I couldn't wait how many people typed on the poll. So I was just messaging everybody who was watching my story. I was like, hey, I've seen you watched my story. What would you do with an additional $1,000 a month? You know, so I was just like having that conversation. But this really works. And try it out, make a list of 15 people that you look up to and give them an honest compliment and invite them on a call with Enrique. And Enrique take it from there. And that will help me. If you have any questions, just let me know. And then we make a quick Q&A at the end. Or everything clear? Instructions clear? Yeah, and this is definitely something what I would do.
So how many to send out the video, or like because I do a lot of videos and voice messages. I think I've done them to everybody here on the screen here before, but is that most effective for you? Would you say like the video or the voice?
The voice as an invitation.
Yeah.
Because you send directly to people what you think would benefit his life. And if you the key is really as an honest compliment. If you put an honest compliment, not something superficial, but really an honest compliment in the beginning, this is where people reply. And usually they feel so appreciated. And if, let's say, they don't get started, you're still best friends with them. I had people, for example, sending them voice message because I saw like people competing on stage, you know, like having like completely crazy abs, and I was just sending them. I was like, hey, look, the body what you have is completely wild, and I know what it takes, and that's, man, you're truly inspiring, and I think you inspire a lot of people with that shape what you accomplished. That's crazy. And you know, like I'm building a business, and the way you created your body, that discipline what you have, if you apply that discipline in the business where I'm involved, bro, you can go to the moon. Maybe that sounds crazy because we just know each other since a couple of days, but I open to check it out. And if you send voice messages like this, and I really give him the honest appreciation, that works so well, and that works all the time. And I'm sure that works for everybody if you are truly honest. in the first part. But just try it out. And you know, it's crazy because it takes a lot of time. When I did this for the first time, it took me 17 attempts to send a voice message like that. And I was deleting all the time, deleting. And I was like, oh, come on, if that takes so long in the future, then it takes me an eternity. But you know what, you get better. And then sometimes you meet someone and you drop the perfect voice message and someone next to you is sitting from your team and say, holy shit, how did you do that so well? And I was like, I did this already 1,000 times, you know, and this is then the advanced stage.
I like that. Appreciate it. I like the recruiting up too. I think that's one of the things that my coach would always share with me too. He said, you know, if you're a 6, you're going to recruit 5s and then so on and so forth. Like that's just the way your whole team goes, you know, and then always recruiting up. You're afraid to recruit up because of that mentality, like they're better than me. But if you compliment what they're good at, then yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
This is really cool. And you know, during that process, of course, I want to recruit people, but I felt in love with giving someone so much appreciation that I even had people reply to that voice message like, oh my God, I just took the part and I saved it and I put it as my alarm clock in the morning. And I was like, bro, are you kidding me? You know, so because they felt like, oh my God, someone never saw someone, never told me something like this, you know, because this is what we don't get. What we hear nowadays is you are not good enough, everybody else, but not you. You're doing this wrong, right? But if someone does the completely the opposite direction and gives you like an honest compliment, appreciation, this is where people really feel appreciated.
Awesome.
Awesome, guys. That's the plan. Make the story with the $1,000 or take the amount what you want. And Lisa is already sending voice messages, I see. and book the calendar full of Enrique with people who have personal trainers, who have followers on Instagram. And this is really cool. And that works. You don't need to, in that case, for example, you don't need to invite someone into a nutrition club. You can just say, let's jump on a quick call or meet in person if you live close, you know. And I would really try this because then we can even measure like what is the result and then we can improve some other strategies.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. And write in the chat, what did you in the group chat, what did you learn today and what are the actions that you take next? And I'm super excited to see you next week, same time, same place, same station, and have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.